Or cousin yo. Nwa abalị nọ ọnụ post. Na agaghị echetụkwa. Nigeria onye jidere winning. Ọ gara hapụgodị these guys. Ihe ụzọ onye nke a na-eji kpafere onwe ya.
Full this season in England, and it's Simon and Njuke coming on, so really a surprise that Shell has opted to freshen things up on the flanks. Sopenda, who is putting in a lively performance in his senior international debut for somebody who's played club football in the lower leagues in France. To Yuma, currently appealing to the fourth official down there, the Gabon coach. Celebrating 2 years in charge, a well-travelled playing career. Uyuma represented Gabon at international level too. Panthers still making life very uncomfortable for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Nigeria must have been hoping that they'd done the really hard part by turning around a flagging qualifying campaign, getting back to where they were. In June of last year, they drew 3 and lost 1 of their first 4 matches. Games that we were expecting them to win.
5-1 on Didi.
Into the challenge, referee's going to bring it back here. Gabon free kick. Didi needs to be a little bit careful. Jacques Ecomier is the Gabon player. Making a run forwards, left back, pushed over by Didi. Stan Wabali organising his defence. How did we get the breakthrough goal in normal time? We're stumbling over this. Helping out defensively for the Nigerians. So they haven't matched their point of free kick delivery course, and that one is headed behind by Victor Osimhen. Still hasn't really had a chance to press back in this game. As the ball continues to fall here in Broken Capital. Last this end of the stadium, something to shout about. It would be a massive moment if Gabon could take the lead against the Nigerians. The delivery from the left, deep ball is hit behind Frederick for another corner. crowds, the supporters of the Panthers here. 64 minutes in, Nigeria have not created anything really in the second half. It's Gabon who've been more threatening. Mohamed collects that ball. Mohamed plays his club football in South Africa. Ball got behind from another Gabon corner. Straight into the arms of Mohamed that time. Looks to start off the counter. He will be.
มาเสียห้องเลยอ่ะอ๋อห้องเก
Big switch of play. This is Ijuke.
ตรงนี้คือว่าป้าสาว
Sevilla win.
เอบัตตาเลีย
Ooh,
fine one.
Comes out as he goes there. It's better for Nigerians. 37 now, the Gabon captain. More league football in France these days, but it's fast experience, so precious to the Panthers side. There's a side of them will take this players forward to the Nigerians. Too many men forward, the Nigerians. Will be able to keep that in play. It's a stalemate at the moment. Nigeria were not in a strong position at all in the qualifying group of candidates. It's always been pretty much unthinkable, the idea of not making it to the World Cup. Maybe on Gabon setting their sights on a first ever appearance at the World Cup. A million miles away on occasions. The qualifying tournament from 2018, they were participants in the final round of group qualifying, but ended up third in their section. Very difficult group at Morocco and Cote d'Ivoire. Of course, it's always been incredibly tough in Africa to qualify for the World Cup with a limited number of places. Here they come again. Captain Day. Midway through the second half, they rub up. These two teams will be back here in Morocco just over a month's time for the African Cup of Nations. Will be renewing acquaintances with Cote d'Ivoire, having been in the same World Cup qualifying group as them, Cameroon and Mozambique as well. Nigeria based not too far away from here, the city of Fez. They play Tunisia, Uganda, Tanzania. Tanzania the first of August, that's going to be the 23rd of December, but fair to say that they failed to make it through these playoffs to keep the World Cup bid alive. Coming here in a somewhat depressed mood. I was up in AFCON last year, with John was into the entrance of the final. Going to the left, Aussie man is just behind him. Play possession from Diego. Become more and more like a mathematician as it's ticked out. chances of recovering from a mistake will be getting slimmer. Things will get more and more tense. Could remember all the way to penalties needed this evening here. Already going to be pushing 7 p.m. here at Rabat, the time, normal time, which is a conclusion. Nigeria coming into the box from the left, top of the shoulder. The ball too high for Osimhen, being able to provide service to the number 9 in the second half. Chances are in this game will just about run into the second semi-final to come later on. Same stadium, it's taking place at the Gabon stadium. Shell, his stress is just getting to him a little bit. Celebrated his 48th birthday with the squad in camp on Tuesday. To Bassi. It's Brent Masai Samuel. Pass easily cut out. Picked up by Lemina. Marissa Penda has made one appearance in the French top flight. FC Lorient a couple of years ago, but these days playing in the 4th division, the Girondins de Bordeaux, a very famous club of course in France, but it tumbled down the division due to their financial predicament. Handling the step up though to this level very well indeed on his Gabon bow. From Dini's Nigeria being thwarted at the moment by this Gabon team. Mali under a bit of pressure. A great stop-start in the second half, and just the flow of the game has never really returned after the interval. I think that long stop in play for the VAR check for the potential penalty has had a bit of a negative influence on proceedings in that sense. Stanley Wabali may require some treatment here. Thierry Bouyuma looking down the line towards his substitutes. Played for Gabon at the AFCON in 2000, by the way, Thierry Bouyuma. Looks like a change is in the offing for the Panthers. Well, as I said, Wabali got hurt, he's been put under pressure. He's just felt something go, possibly a muscle issue. Closed down by Andre Biogo Boko. Wasn't caught, so the right ankle followed through by the Gabon player. Stanley Wabali. Starting goalkeeper. Trying to run to the AFCON final last year. Has been the first choice ever since.
Oh,
and he's calling for a change. He's not going to be able to continue by the looks of it, which is a big blow for the Nigerians.
Okoye. Okoye, man, no ngwa now. This guy, sir.
Two substitute goalkeepers available for the Super Eagles. Maduka Okoye of Udinese in Serie A in Italy is the obvious contender to come on.
Why this guy not even call Boniface again?
Let's just see if he changes his mind and tries to continue. Looks like the signal is made towards the bench that he will try to carry on.
That boy is a way guy get tired.
One goal will perhaps decide this. If we are going to have one goal at normal time, Wabali looking like he's ready to try to carry on. Gabon meanwhile preparing a double substitution then. So Royce Openda is making way for another French-based starlet, Brian Neo, who belongs to Olympique Lyonnais, one of the biggest French clubs. He's just 19. Andre Bureau Boko coming up as well. It's Noah Lemina, who is just 20, the younger brother of Mario, joining his brother on the pitch now. Openda and Andre Bureau Boko off, Neo and Lemina on. Neo who scored against Burkina Faso, sorry, Burundi, I should say, in that last group qualifier last month. Fresh legs in the final third for Gabon, so important for them. Sense they'll be happy with the two sides with the current situation. Into the final quarter of an hour of normal time then. 0-0 between Nigeria and Gabon. The World Cup dream can stay alive for one of these teams at the end of this game today, but it may well require extra time, even penalties. Now then, this could be the chance for the Nigerians, gifted to them. And they've taken it. Akor Adams turning the ball in. It's a disaster for Gabon. And the Super Eagles are ahead. Oh, horrible, horrible moment for Aaron Apitangoye for Gabon. And all the credit to Akor Adams for keeping a cool head in that situation. Well, there was no pressure whatsoever on the defender here. He had a bit of time
Wow.
to make his mind up.
Wow.
And just playing that ball into the danger zone.
This is why they lock you.
The goalkeeper completely stranded, and the Sevilla striker Akor Adams, who scored on his Super Eagles debut last month against Lesotho.
I gotta do look.
Ball in there to make it Nigeria 1, Gabon 0. Just at a point where you were sensing that it would take perhaps a mistake for a goal to come. And that one goal might be enough to decide it. Is that the goal that sends the Nigerians into the playoff final? Akor Adams emerging as the hero, pouncing on that needlessly given away ball back away.
Even I'm not positioning your man again. Try.
What a second half it's been for the Gabon defender who felt he should have won a penalty at the other end at the beginning of the second half. His claim denied after a VAR check. And losing possession with disastrous consequences. Gabon now running out of time to turn this around. Just 11 minutes of the 19th to play. They're going to have to throw everything at the Nigerians, and they may well be picked off on the counter. Osimhen with the interception. Njuke, fresh legs of the substitute, back the way to Ndidi.
Maybe these ones come out this thing now.
Forward. Nigeria just need to make sure they avoid making a mistake. Gabon's good performances usually come at home. They're very formidable indeed in front of their own supporters. They tend to play games in Franceville. Can be a bit tougher for them on their travels. Excellent campaign all round in the group phase, of course. Only Côte d'Ivoire taking anything off them. But really, this has been a step up for them tonight in terms of the quality in the opposition camp. And at this level, if you give the ball away in such a situation where you are liable to be punished, especially if the ball falls to a striker playing in La Liga in Spain. Akor Adams has not been prolific. 2 goals for his club this season. One of them came against Barcelona. He's not had too many starts, admittedly, but he was alert to that ball. Well, Luis Marius and Baba, he made a couple of superb saves in the first half to deny Victor Osimhen, but he was completely stranded in that situation. Tanguy Ndoye, such an experienced defender, crestfallen after that mistake. Time is Gabon's enemy now. That ball is fed through towards us.
This boy, my ball, sorry. Final one.
Maybe could have taken a little bit more time there, but the offside flag up against the Galatasaray striker. Had gone a little bit too soon there. Victor Osimhen. He wants to get to first World Cup.
Suarez.
Nigeria just going to reinforce the midfield with the introduction of Franco Nyeka.
They forgive this guy. Komoti Iwobi. Make marking this stronger now.
Coming off.
They forgive him. Komoti Iwobi.
For the Nigerian national team. We're just going to beat things up in the middle. Onyeka coming on as the player who scored the crucial late goal, decisive late goal in the end in the last match against Benin last month to secure Nigeria's place in the playoffs. Frank Onyeka, Brentford in the English Premier League. Oyuno back to the right flank, Gabon looking for the equaliser. And momentum can swing as well, of course, if they get themselves back level. They would perhaps seize momentum going into extra time, but it might be a big ask for it to break down this Nigeria defence now as the rain keeps on falling. Another corner for the Panthers. Still haven't really been able to provide the service to Aubameyang this evening. Headed away by Iwobi. Time for Gabon to make another substitution. Didier Ndong coming off. Very experienced midfield player. 31 years old. Was a long time out of the international setup before coming back in during this campaign, and Samake replaces him. That really is like for like in the middle of midfield. It just allows Gabon to maintain some structure as they push more and more bodies forward in search of the equaliser. Super Eagles just need to remain sensible. Gabon have had multiple appearances at the Cup of Nations in the last 15 years or so. They've sometimes gone into that competition with big ambitions. It's not really worked out for them. The World Cup is the big dream now. Osimhen asking a lot of Ejuke. Osimhen will pounce upon this. Victor Osimhen for Nigeria is gone for goal. Well, that was possibly a little bit unwise from Victor Osimhen. 6 goals during the group phase in qualifying, including that hat-trick against Benin in the last game. It's Akor Adams who's got the goal tonight, the striker who played in Norway, played in France before moving to Sevilla. Crossing from the left and collected by Nwabali. Safe bare hands, standing Nwabali. Ejuke into the tackle on Blanca, and Blanca's been penalised. Chidera Ejuke, players that Nigeria brought on in this second half, returning to the Super Eagles fold for the first time since the AFCON in 2022 in Cameroon, nearly 4 years on. Has always been a real depth of attacking talent available to the Super Eagles, that's for sure. The goal today not coming from Osimhen, coming after Ademola Lookman had gone off the field. Here's Ekweli Manga. Frederick covering, turning it to Nwabali. Nigeria's hopes of reaching the last World Cup, of course, ending in agonising fashion in that playoff against Ghana, which they were beaten on away goals. Another tense affair in this playoff tonight. Hadn't previously lost against Gabon, either in World Cup qualifying 2 decades ago or at the AFCON in 1994, the year when Nigeria first appeared at the World Cup. Great footballing nation, Nigeria. Their World Cup record is good in terms of making it to the finals in recent times. They've never gone beyond the last 16, stage in which they've appeared 3 times. Lamina with the shot, it's gone in, it's taken a deflection. Gabon a level in the 89th minute. By incredible seats here, it looked like Gabon's World Cup dream had died after Akor Adams put Nigeria in front with time running out, but now it appears that they've forced extra time. With a little bit of luck, Nwabali making the gesture to point out that he was beaten by the deflection. Just a hopeful long ball forward. It came off the head of Osai Samuel. And there's the shot from Mario Lemina, one of Gabon's most experienced players. Almost certainly would not have gone in without that deflection. The lucky break they were looking for. Mario Lemina of Galatasaray makes it Nigeria 1, Gabon 1. And there's still some way to go in this playoff semi-final. The goal is credited to Mario Lemina. But make no mistake, the deflection there was decisive, and we're going to have 11 minutes of stoppage time at the end of this game. Long, long way to go yet. It will be. And Juke ball into the middle. Now Gabon will have the bit between their teeth. In fact, it's 12 minutes of stoppage time. I think we had a minute added to that with the celebrations for the goal. You might have expected it to come from maybe Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang or Boanga, but instead Mario Lemina is the hero for the Panthers, and they can still do this. Swept forward by Baba. A real punch in the gut for the Nigerians. Still, they've had to negotiate all this stoppage time. Maybe you can focus their minds.
Baya!
Really come to life. And Juke looking to feed Osimhen. I think he may have got a fraction of a second
Victor,
too soon. Shot wide anyway.
Baba no side foot.
Well, he's not quite been able to find his range in the second half at least. A couple of great chances on target before the break. Normally, you'd expect Osimhen to score there. So prolific for Napoli. Galatasaray. Wide of the far post. Nigeria's masked number 9. The talisman. Eggshell looking concerned as he watches on. Bassett under pressure from Aubameyang. He's put that behind for a throw. Aubameyang's in a rush to take it. Gabon getting tremendous backing from their fans who are here tonight in Rabat. Stadium, by the way, which will host games at the AFCON, including all of Algeria's group games. Nice little touch of the Gabon defender, Nkumi. Hassled and harried by Chidere Juke. Thierry Mouluma is very much pumped up down on the touchline. The Gabon coach. What a scout this would be for the Panthers if they can beat the Nigerians. Frederick comes to Juke. They need to get balls into the middle and try and find Osimhen. Tempted cross by Ndidi. taking a painful blow. Ball hitting where it hurts there. So meanwhile, treatment required as well for Mario Lemina.
Now is the time for us to focus in the game and on the game at hand, which is playing the ball, playoff game, to get to the next round of the playoffs. Make this play is compact.
Qualifiers going to be okay to carry on. What can Nigeria do from the corner? Moses Simon will take this.
Onye ọkwa na-ebuka.
We do go to extra time, we will have played.
Oh, there's a time on ebe olede.
Across the two halves as well. Plus another half
Okay,
an hour to come, potentially at the
Ejuke ka ọ
moment,
kpọrọ.
because there is still time remaining.
So onye akpọga Ejuke na-eche na Ebuka ka ọ kpọga.
Osimhen trying to get his head to that again, not making the connection that he desired. Still the pressure's on. He's come all the way into the middle. Qualifiers hacks it away. No Osai Samuel.
Face this guy na. Hapụ na onye a n'ụzọ.
Chidera Ejuke.
Chọọ Chineke nna m. Lekwa ebe space dịcha aga ịba ime ọhịa.
Bassi.
You know fake cross ball.
Ejuke once more. It's a good delivery that time. Cameroon against the Democratic Republic of Congo to come. That one kicking off in just under an hour from now. There's a chance that this game will barely reach the conclusion by then. Simon to take the latest call. The referee's just holding things up here. There is a Gabon player down. Maybe the Nigerians feel that Gabon are happy to buy some time. Bassi and Noah Lemina are the players getting a talking to from the referee. It's Noah's big brother Mario who has rescued Gabon in this situation. Simon's delivery all the way towards the back post. Simon again. Challenge coming in on him. There is Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang doing some of the defensive dirty work. Simon will take this. Dreary day in Rabat.
This guy, ọ na-akpa ịkpa akpaka onwe ya.
Well, he's tried to make an impact. It's coming on, Chidera Ejuke. Maybe it'll be one last chance for Gabon in normal time. Lemina. Running into Onyeka. They brought on to help shore up the midfield as they tried to hang on to their one-goal lead. That strategy did not work. Question now really is just how much urgency to apply. How much do they want to win this game without having to go to extra time? Is it worth the risk? It will be that whoever wins, if it does go to extra time, well, that extra time might play a part in a few days when it comes to the final. A bit more fatigue to bear in mind. Here is Mario Lemina, Gabon's goal scorer. Caught there by Ndidi. Who is 32 now, who's had a fine career in European football, played for some really big clubs, Marseille, Juventus, Galatasaray now. He was previously last season at Wolverhampton Wanderers in the English Premier League. Bonga then to deliver the free kick here. Cleared. Still alive for Gabon. Mario Lemina again. Aubameyang. He's given that away. Maybe
Oh, that's the goal.
Running through
No.
a goal in the 12th minute of stoppage time.
Shut
To win it. He's put it wide.
Not even on target.
Well, he's not been his usual self in the second half, Victor Osimhen.
Jesus.
And somewhat ashen-faced looking Eric Shell. He can't believe it. Nigeria could have won this right at the end of injury time.
Oh, ọfọ na half nke anyị
So
agbabasa.
wide open. Osimhen was coming from his own half. He wasn't offside.
Kpanu kipu taa.
And he is completely snatched at the chance. Astonishing. For one of the most clinical strikers in world football.
Choi.
Not even on target.
Osimhen making a complete mess of it. And to extra time, we will surely now go.
Ka na gị gba extra time.
Onye gbapụrụ onye ala.
Absolutely remarkable for a player who has been in wonderful form this season. 6 goals in 3 Champions League games for Galatasaray. He could have won